Alright, so what is happening here is that I've got this propeller here, which was attached to my windmill, and it got damaged by high winds. All of the sides got damaged from the high velocity. Those parts just flew out. So what I'm gonna do to this is I'm gonna cut those short on all the sides and then rebalance it. And as for those chips here at the edge, I will probably find something to do with them. I'm not sure what yet, but I will see. This propeller was made with the idea in mind that it is temporary. This is no way near a final propeller for this windmill. When I will get a better generator for the windmill, I will make a new propeller, a proper one from scratch. This here is a counterweight. This is 4mm steel plate. You might think it's a bit too much, but it is quite heavy, but it's not so far from the center, so it doesn't matter so much. When I was balancing this last time, I was in a hurry and I didn't have the patience and time to balance it properly, so I cut the material away from the edges as much as I could, but it still wasn't balanced. So then I just put this here and it worked. So if it works, it's not stupid, right? In the end, when I will make the other propeller, I will have all of this remade from scratch and made better. And properly, the plastic for the propeller will be better. Alright, I'm gonna cut it on all of the sides and then I'm gonna be right back. Here's the propeller after the process of removing those tip pieces. As you can see, this one I already cut once before when it was up on the fence, on the pole. I've cut it so that it's not so imbalanced. It was very imbalanced because this tip broke the least amount, so then I had to cut it there. But now I have cut all of them to the same size. It is currently from the center, it is 50 something, 51 to 550 something millimeters from the middle to the tip. I've decided to leave the tips like this and not rounded. Also, I have covered the edges, which I decided that cannot be left as they are because they are chipped. Not all of them are chipped, and as you can see, this one is just a bit chipped, but I decided to leave it alone. Anyway, this is just temporary until I get a new blade and a new generator. I have also balanced it, as you can see. The process of balancing, I do it like this. I just take my finger and put it on the middle nut. I mean on the bolt head here, and just put my finger on it and as much in the middle as possible, and just see in which direction it goes. It falls towards. Currently, it falls towards blade 1. But I'm suspecting it's mostly because I overcompensated with this counterweight. It normally goes towards 2 if you don't put the counterweight, but if you put the counterweight, it goes more this way. I've cut the counterweight several times, smaller and smaller pieces, and now it doesn't go that way anymore, it goes that way. So yeah, I've tried cutting from here a bit, so now it's better. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So essentially that's all about, that's what it is about. It's just being about as close to good as possible, and this is good. It goes towards 1, but it's good. It's not heavily imbalanced, it's just a bit, and it won't matter because this is not something like this is not rocket science. It's just a fun little experiment, I guess. It's not used to produce any amount of usable energy anyway, so it's just a fun little experiment. It doesn't destroy itself, it doesn't cause vibrations as unbalanced as it is, so I consider it good enough. This screw right here, which is essentially the shaft of the entire propeller, goes inside of this chuck. This is actually just essentially a drill, a cordless drill, which I have reduced the gearing inside. The gearing ratio is not as it used to be, it's much less. I'm not sure what the transmission ratio is, but the motor is spinning faster than the chuck. So yeah, it's just a drill inside there, and here inside of this there are homemade slip rings. They're not the best, but they work, and they're just mounted on the pole, so they can rotate 360 degrees.